Hey guys, Omni here. We are finally here. It is time for the finale of Season 1 of the Rings of Power. It's been an interesting ride to say the least, but I think the last couple of episodes have been extremely strong. I've really liked what they've done with the characters. I like they did with the battle in the Southlands and all of that. And aside from a couple of storylines that I didn't quite gravitate towards, I think the season overall has been pretty solid. With that said, we're going to go ahead and hop in because we got a lot of questions and I'm hoping we get some answers before we close out this season and jump into season 2 when that comes. With that said, if you want to see the full-length reaction to this, you can check it out over on Patreon, or if you become a member of the channel, it gets you access as well. It is in watch-along format. You just sync up your own footage with a time code, same a reaction to the entire episode. You get the same thing for all the other shows we cover here on the channel. You also get to suggest and vote on what movies we react to each month. We got monthly Q&As, behind-the-scenes footage. You're trying to make it worth your while since you are going to way support the channel. But of course, I know nobody could do that, and a simple way you can help us out is just by liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing these videos, because that engagement goes a long way with helping the channel grow here on YouTube. With that all said and out of the way, guys, let's go ahead and hop into episode 8, the finale, Alloyed. Here we go. No, not the apple. A little dick. Who is this? Oh. Or no. Oh, no, it's not. Oh. Uh-oh. Oh! What? Well, fuck. I was so convinced that this was the one person that wouldn't be Sauron by this point. Maybe they just think it's Sauron. Why did he fall from the sky then? Why is he so conflicted? Maybe he just doesn't remember who he is. They're just gonna boop, give him his memories back. Like he's a blank slate right now with the potential for good, and they're just gonna be like, reboot. And he's gonna remember who he is. I have no idea, man. Just throwing shit out there while the intro plays. Yeah, he's doing pretty good.
I know, because in the amounts we need, it would too greatly dilute its unique qualities.
Forgive me, but at the risk of sounding a fool, couldn't the right alloy also amplify those qualities? Alloy to amplify the qualities of your ore?
Well, that is...
I don't know what's happening here. I think I have an idea. But my God, I'm just always swimming with this show, man.
A gift.
Soon he will travel that road, which makes an end.
God damn it.
If the old ways of our people are not soon restored, our island will fall.
He's just gone.
I cannot separate what is from what was from what will be.
Oh, great.
It would be smaller than previously imagined. Is it something that could be carried?
A scepter, perhaps?
A sword?
Or perhaps a crown?
Well, it's circular.
Not just anyone being High King. You.
Perilous are these whisperings.
Sometimes the perilous path is the only path. I would not be standing here otherwise.
You should not be standing here at all. Cusp of crafting a new kind of power. Not of strength, but of spirit. Not of the flesh, but over flesh.
Oh, no! Galadriel's like, the fuck did you just say?
Where did you hear them?
I was
was conferring with my smiths, I think. I believe those are my words.
Was Halbrand with you?
What does it matter?
Oh, fuck.
Merely that, nothing more. Hope is never mere. Not even when it is meager. Or have you forgotten your own...
Snip, snap. Hell yeah, man. Our Lord of Gifts. And Eärien with Celebrimbor at the forge. Ah.
And I'll see to it that no one else does either.
God damn, man. Yeah, I need to know what's happening here now.
The more the veil will weaken. The one placed upon your mind by those who cast you down. But we have come here to welcome you in.
What if one is like the body and one's like the spirit or something like that? They're like two halves of one being.
Yet dust fears you, for it trembles when you are wroth. The winds and waters, the heat and cold. In room.
I'm so fucking lost. I feel like they have to be wrong. My guess is they've misinterpreted the signs and all that, and he's not. Wait, what? Oh no. This was bait by the shapeshifter.
Hey! Brandyfoot! Run!
Oh no! Whoa. Someone's awake. Hell yeah, man. God damn. Oh! Oh! Whoa! Wait, what? This is a way to treat your master if you truly believe this is them, man. I think once it's all said and done, if they can remember this, you'd be fucking like fucked up. Yeah. Jeez, man.
Take it. We need you. Please just take it.
Get away from me.
Oh. How is Sadoc still up?
Close your eyes. It'll only hurt but a moment.
From shadow you came.
To Shadow, I bid you return.
He is not. He is. He is.
I'm good.
Called it. Jeez! Oh, thank God. They were just fucking stupid. Oh, wow. The star. He is the other. Yeah, you done fucked up. Oh, okay, he did get hit. I was like, I could have sworn in one of the shots when he was running around with them, there was no blood spot there. So I was like, wait, was there some kind of weird deception that happened that I missed?
Watch the sun come up.
They did wake up his mind. He can actually, like, speak, form full thoughts and stuff, and seems to be in control. But which one is he? I feel like it's Gandalf, even though that would be a huge alteration. But it's like him being Gandalf or him being Sauron it didn't make any sense to me. Like, it just didn't feel like those clues added up. Nor did the narrative that the show had been telling about that storyline up until this point.
We have little choice then but to keep serving. And I, for one, will see to it that we make the end worth the price.
Come what may.
Come what may.
Oh. I was like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Meaning what? Meaning that the metals shouldn't be forced to join, but more drawn or coaxed.
Massaged, lubricated, given a little foreplay, you know, a little...
Start again. My lady.
God, I'm so intrigued in how this is going. But this is happening so fast. Oh, he knows something's up.
We found it. I don't know how we missed it before. It's too much power for one object. We need two.
Maybe 3.
2 crowns.
Not exactly. It'll need to be something
Smaller.
I told you I found it on a dead man.
He did say such a thing.
I've been awake since before the breaking of the first silence. In that time, I have had many names. Oh, what the fuck? Dude, it was there all along. I feel so vindicated.
He was seeking a power, not to destroy Middle-earth, but to heal it. Just as your fellow
In a manner of speaking.
Galadriel. Galadriel. Come back to me. Galadriel. Look at me!
Ooh, where are we now? Back on the raft.
Weighed against our future,
There is no such future.
isn't there?
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
My king. The Dark Lord.
No. Not dark. Not with you at my side.
This is interesting.
I will never be at your side.
You have no choice. Without me, your people will fade, and the shadow will spread in darkness. The elves cast you out. They cast you out for deigning to beg them for a few petty soldiers. What will they do when you tell them that you are my ally? When you tell them...
Oh, damn.
Because of you!
And you will die because of me!
Holy shit. Oh, whoa, whoa. Oh, okay, we're back here now. Damn, man, we're just hopping around memory lane. Gil-Galad called it from the very beginning. But you know, had he not sent her out there, they wouldn't have met.
Celebrimbor. Where is he?
Workshop. He'll almost be finished by now.
That's too late. It's gonna be too late at least.
We must make 3.
3? Why 3?
One will always corrupt. 2 will divide.
With 3, there is balance. I need gold and silver of the most exquisite quality. I need gold and silver from Valinor.
Oh, wow.
Sacrifice.
That's cool. Binding her brother's dagger into the rings.
Istar. In your tongue, that means wise one. Or wizard.
If we go north ways, we have 30 days of clear trail. All fresh grass and no trolls. Downhill, look like. You're holding it upside down.
You're part of something bigger now.
He needs you.
Never know when you'll need a drink downstream, man. And a hard foot without manners is as light to get far in life as a square wheel.
You'll be bold.
This is so cute, man.
Before you lose your nerve.
Or we lose ours.
I'm surprised she's not taking her friend with her. Okay, never mind.
I'd do anything for you. The world's not that wide, Poppy. It's just that we're so bleeding small.
Mm-hmm.
There it is.
Are you sure?
Not entirely. When in doubt, Eleanor Brandyfoot. Always follow your nose.
I knew it. He was Toucan Sam the entire time. I never thought we'd figure it out. I kind of like the idea that he did try to court her in a way that they could balance things out. Him being like trying to bring balance to light and darkness to keep them from, like, to keep them in check together. But without it, they'll be forever at odds. I don't know. It's a kind of an interesting concept, even if it is a little bit of a departure. But I'm always a sucker for that shit in other media, so that's one of the reasons why it kind of connects with me a little bit. But, like, you know, that would be too much for her to handle. or weigh against, for the better or for worse, for Middle-earth. Ooh, it looks just like the eye, man. Oh, that's neat. The first set of rings, man. Is he coming back to look for clues? The scroll. Dude, they're gorgeous, though. Ooh, I like that glint in his eye. Dude, hell yeah. Hell yeah, man. Get that fucking cloak waving in the wind. Yes! Yeah, man. Okay, I really liked how this season capped off. Much like a novel, much like a book, it does have a little bit of a slow burn opening to flesh out the characters, the narrative, and all that. And even though some of it didn't necessarily gel or jive with me at times, or I just wasn't interested in some of the parts, overall, there was a through line throughout the entire season that I did enjoy. And it definitely had some strong bits in these episodes, man. And as it went on, we got into these last 3 episodes, I was really into the swing of the show. I really, really liked this episode. And the previous one. I really liked the last one. I would say up until this episode, this might be my favorite episode of the season. That was the previous episode. And then before that, it was the Durin and Elrond introduction episode, I would say. And those two and their bond was always consistently my favorite aspect of this. And with this, humbling of Galadriel has brought her character down to where there's more interesting stuff that you can play around with that, where she's going now, where it circles all the way back. And I feel so vindicated on the whole Halbrand thing, because like I was just like, it never left my mind the Gil-Galad thing, the Gil-Galad comment about, we need to send her away because she might, the same wind that can put the fire out can also make it stronger, and that's what she did. But then again, he also kind of brought that about. Had he just kind of kept her here and didn't interfere, she probably wouldn't have ever ran into him. Who knows? He never may have made it across the sea. But he literally sent her to Sauron in the end. And she, it's not wholly on Gil-Galad, because she could have just kind of swallowed her pride, this drive, and just went to Valinor. But she has a good reason, I feel like, for not going there, like what she told Elrond. But at the end of the day, regardless, she brought Sauron back. What Gil-Galad foresaw and was scared of, he kind of inadvertently caused. And at the same time, she found what she has always been looking for. She found Sauron. And that's why I was like, the entire time, everything Halbrand did, I was so suspicious of it. And I just thought we know for a fact with the story, the way things have played out, he was already on Middle-earth before. He's just disappeared after the last conflict. So then that's why I was like, it can't be the stranger. Like, why, if he's already on Middle-earth, why would he come from the stars? So that felt like a whole misdirect, you know, evoking the fiery imagery, the fire, the danger, the death, and all of that, playing with us, but then also playing with these expectations of framing this character around somebody who looks like Gandalf and is playing around with these hobbits. And in a lot of ways, the way they balanced those two narratives, because they knew, I think, that a lot of us would be like, it's got to be one of these two people. So throughout the season, all these little subversions they kept kind of sprinkling in to where it always kind of had me. I mean, as you guys saw throughout the reactions, like there's times where I was like, all right, well, I don't know. I guess this clears Halbrand. And then something else would come up and be like, well, I don't know. Something still feels off. And it could still be X and X. And then same thing with the stranger. I was like, well, he could be a Balrog. He could be this corrupted Maiar. He could be somebody else. He could be who knows who. And that they're playing with our expectations visually of the hobbits and the way he looks and acts and his magic and all that stuff. And they're trying to evoke Gandalf to get us in a false sense of security, while they also play with this like darkness that he carries around. But that's an elemental thing. Like I was saying, like I mean, Saruman's a good example of this. He is a wizard. He is an Astari who has these abilities as well, just like Gandalf, who can use them for evil and darkness. That's what I was saying, like, at one point. I was like, I feel like he's just a precipice being, like, at this point. He's just kind of like a blank slate. Whatever happened to him has sent him down to Middle-earth. He's got basically like a blank canvas. He's got to be painted. And those priests, they thought, based on the signs and everything, that he was Sauron. And I get why they would think that. But yeah, no, they're looking in the wrong place. Because obviously, he's been here the entire time. He's been hiding amongst the people, in the shadows, in the lands where they're not looking. He's been blending in. And like all these little things that Halbrand's done start to add up. And I like the way they played it up. They ramped up the timeline of these events real fast. This is like super condensed. I know it's never really said how much time has passed between each episode and stuff like that, but like as far as like what I recall from this being in the lore, this was like years that this season would have unfolded over. And some things happening a little bit out of order, but it's fine because I think for the narrative structure of the show, I think it flowed really well, and I like the way that they did it in the end. Once we kind of got the ball rolling, but I like that twist. I like it too, because like it thematically, it works perfectly for Galadriel and her story and bringing her down, and kind of showing that she wasn't really thinking things through. Her rashness was her enemy, like her blind, like that was something that she was confronted with in episode 6 with the battle. After that, you know, seeing the destruction that wrought and that callous push towards a resolution, a desperate resolution, was probably an ill-advised way to go about it. And that duality between Sauron and Galadriel throughout this was a fun dynamic to play with. That kinship and that push and pull, that kind of yin and yang between the two of them, where they were balancing each other out. And without one or the other, or at least without meeting Halbrand, who knows? Galadriel could be stuck in her cycle still. So in a way, he's kind of broke her of that. But the whole sequence of the reveal, and then him just kind of like dropping the facade and then going in there. They never called him Anatar, but he did say, think of this as a gift. You know, an Anatar, the Lord of the Gifts, Sauron, when he came to Celebrimbor to help with the construction of the first rings, that was all there, but just kind of played with a little more subtly, without direct call-outs. Because that might have been a rights thing, because I can't remember exactly where the name Anatar, the Lord of Gifts, like the titles and all that, if that's Silmarillion or Unfinished Tales or whatever, the stuff they don't have the rights to, so maybe they couldn't call him that. But I like the way they use the wording and phrasing and framing of these scenes to kind of tell that without having to say it. And I like the reasoning for bringing the rings into construction, why there's 3. Why he suggested 2, because obviously he would want, like Galadriel said, 2. One corrupts, 2 divide, but like a triangle it's a balance of power in a way. Each one can keep the other in check. I like that because like it also is another subtle play of his when he was like, hey, maybe two, because he would gain power if the two with the rings that he plans on manipulating later are against one another, are divided. So like I like that Galadriel's like, no, we need to add another one in here to keep this in check and keep these hands within the elves. Because if I remember right, I think the elven rings are the only ones that were kind of untainted by the one. I could be wrong or remembering that incorrectly, but there was something about the elven rings that I remember being about the way they were made that helped the elves in the long run, in the grand scheme of things, while the ones that went to the dwarves and the ones that went to the men, not so much. But yeah, I was kind of surprised not to see anything with the dwarves after everything that went off with the tease for the Balrog, but I'm sure that's set up for season 2 and way later, because I'm pretty sure that's Durin's Bane. The Balrog down there. But, I mean, that's got to be Gandalf, which again is a change. Because the Blue Wizards were a pair. I mean, it's got to be Gandalf. It's got to be. That's all I'm saying. And I don't mind that change at all. And I'm curious what that journey is going to look like for those characters. Nori and the whole like Harfoot plot in these last few episodes, I got really, really invested in it. As I did with most of the storylines in these last 3 episodes, I think everything was a lot more condensed and a lot more, a bit of a smoother intake, as we were going along. I think they were paced out and parsed out better, than in the earlier episodes. Some things I felt like lingered a little bit. I just think the first 5 episodes had some pacing issues, but there's a lot they were trying to do, a lot of storylines they were juggling, but I think once everything got into the right place, that's when everything kind of took off. But yeah, man, I really enjoyed the season. I love the visuals. I liked a lot of the performances. It wasn't perfect. I didn't love everything, because like I said, it took a little, there were some storylines that just didn't jive with me early on, but eventually they came around. So I don't know. I don't know if that's necessarily a fault, because it is very novel-esque, which is kind of what I feel like the show is going for. But I did like that it kind of always kind of kept us on our toes as far as where things were going to go, because that was the whole call, man. It was like, where's Sauron? Oh, I really want to know what's going to happen, though. Adar's down there just hanging out with all of his orcs, and he stabbed this fucker in the back, and he's coming back all like ready to go. I can't wait to see that. I really want to see that interaction. I want to see that face to face. What happens there? And is there anything else I'm kind of forgetting to talk about? The shape-shifting. We haven't seen Halbrand actually do that. You know, something Sauron's known for, but we've seen those followers of his be able to do that. At least the one. We saw the one. We saw the other was pretty much just a knife-throwing master, and the other one was just kind of there. But yeah, that was pretty interesting. That was a lot of fun, that whole sequence, fighting them from the casting of the illusions, the shape-shifting, the fire, and then just how... I don't know what to call him other than just stranger until we get his name, because I don't want to like just assume it's Gandalf, even though I'm pretty sure all signs are pointing to it being Gandalf. But fuck, who knows? This could be a young Saruman for all we know. I don't know. Which could explain the pull to the dark a little bit. Maybe he was always kind of inclined to that, and maybe that's one of the reasons they were kind of confused on whether or not he was Sauron or not. Kind of seeing into the future and the now and all that, and it being blurred a little bit. Don't know. Just a thought. But guys, I at the end of the day, I really enjoyed this season. Like, I thought it was pretty solid. It definitely wasn't a perfect season. I definitely hope they learn a little bit as far as pacing things out and keeping the audience engaged a little bit better in season 2. I think with a lot of the setup out of the way, it'll be a lot easier to do that. But overall, I enjoyed it for what it was, and it's got me intrigued and looking forward to season 2. But guys, I'm going to go ahead and pass it off to you. What did you think of the season overall? Sound off the comments. Let me know your thoughts down below. We'll carry on the conversation after the video. Feel free to join us in our Discord. We could talk about it there as well. Links to that in all my social description box below. Follow me in each every one of those. Remember, if you want to see the full length reaction, it's on Patreon, or if you become a member of the channel, gets you access as well. And speaking of, before we go, I want to shout out our channel legends: Manny Sherritt, Philly Vane, York Coruscant, Margaret Grace, Melita, Robert Anguiano, Raven McCann, Status Alive, Jeffrey Hale, and M. Sephiroth. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. That's it for this video, guys. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, everybody.